So when I was taking advantage of my time, it opened up more doors for more playing time. But if I had 10 plays, then my goal was to impact the game in those 10 plays and go 100%. If I had 5 plays, my goal was to impact that game with them 5 plays that I had and get 100%.
Perspective.
So one of my athletes was talking to me, right? And he was telling me that he's just switched his position. He used to play quarterback. Now he's back on defense on the college level. And he actually feels good to be back on defense. I call it the dark side, right? Because on the dark side, you can do numerous things on defense. And even though you play within the bounds of the game, you play within the bounds of your defensive system and schematics, right? You still have more freedom than you would on offense. So for me, defense is a beautiful place because I play free safety. But nonetheless, this is not about me. So let's get back to the story, right? He was telling me that he got to switch back to defense. He's getting his first college experience, first college game. He sent me a little clip and everything, right? And he said the only thing about it is I don't start, right? And this is a great young man just telling me what's going on. And he didn't say this as in, you know, in a complaint at all. He just let me know that he did not start. And one of the first things that popped in my mind is my own experiences when I got back on the football field back in 2014, 2013, right? I didn't start immediately because I had to make a name for myself. But what I realized after going through so many things and so many circumstances, like when I got back on the field, I just was happy to be there, right? I was happy to have the opportunity once again because I knew what it was to miss playing the game for 2 years. I knew what it was to have adversity, losing my mom my senior year in high school, having my father being incarcerated for child support at the time, not having anybody help me get into college. So I knew what it was to have so much adversity and just want to get back to where you desire to be for the rest of your life, right? So when I got back on the field, I didn't get a lot of time. Like my first year in, I got injured twice, and that basically took my first year when I finally got back to the field. But when I got to that final year playing free safety, I did not start, but I took advantage of every moment I had. It wasn't even just on the field as in the game, it was in practice. I was taking advantage of my time that I was given, that I was allotted. So when I was taking advantage of my time, it opened up more doors for more playing time. But if I had 10 plays, then my goal was to impact the game in those 10 plays and go 100%. If I had 5 plays, my goal was to impact that game with them 5 plays that I had and get 100%. If you give me a whole half, then I need to make sure the game is altered for the rest of the game. If you give me the whole game, then I need to make sure that I have changed and impact this game. So it's not about how much time you actually get. It's about what you do with the time that you have. Again, it's not about how much time you get. It's about what you do with the time you have. Because if you are effective and efficient and you execute and you only get 3 plays, but in them 3 plays, you get an interception. In them 3 plays, you get a forced fumble. In them 3 plays, you do every single task the right way. You handle your responsibilities and your technique. Or in them 3 plays, you throw a touchdown. You run a touchdown. You catch a touchdown. In them 3 plays, you make your perfect block, right? If in those 3 plays, you do what you're supposed to do, then you have did your job. Remember that. If you are a player that you get all the time, you play all 4 quarters, yet and still you do not perform and you miss plays and you mess up. My old high school coach used to call it football, and I ain't gonna break it down for what that means right now, but just know it ain't good. If you have so many footballs and you do not have your perfect performance, you don't have elite performance, you're not complete, you're on a 40% level, not 100% level, then what does it mean? The person that had 3 plays had more of an impact than you if you're over here going, what, 2 for 48? So just something to keep in mind, definitely to all my youngins. When it comes down to it, take advantage of your time, the time that you have, and make sure every single play, every single minute is of quality. And when you take advantage of your time that you have, more time will appear, more time will be given, because your performance shows you are ready for that moment. But you got to take advantage of one moment at a time, one play at a time, and that's life. Life is 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. Even though you plan for the future, you see and focus on the bigger picture. Make sure you also come back down to this moment right here and take full advantage of it, because you have everything in you that you need to take advantage of it. Believe that. Peace and love.